Welcome, everybody. It is puck time. Today is Monday, May 6th. I think it's May 6th, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm Alex B. Smith. I'm filling in for the Prez. Prez will be out all week. I'll be hosting today and tomorrow, and then Carmine Bianco will be hosting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Lots of craziness going on because it's Mother's Day week, so I'll be traveling in a couple of days, and we've got the conference finals coming up, but we've got the conference semifinals. We've got two game sixes tonight. I'm here with Andrew McInnis, both here at sportsmemo.com. You also check us out, WagerTalk TV. Today is Monday, so it's $9 Monday at both WagerTalk.com and sportsmemo.com. I already have a play up. Andrew, how are you doing? You have a play up for today?
Yeah, just the one play today. So, there's just two games going on, but just kind of one play I'm narrowing it on for $9 Monday. But I will say, Alex, it's nice to for the customers and for everybody here at the company to start the week on a good note with $9 Monday and get a package up and hope get some winners for the clients.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you might have had a rough week with some of the games, might have had the right horse in the Kentucky Derby, and then they overruled that. That's the
I
boat I
hear
was
you.
in.
Me too.
Yeah,
I hear
yeah,
you.
yeah. I had maximum security and played it as a future. This is what's so interesting. We don't talk about horse racing on here. I know Marco and Kelly absolutely crushed it all week with the horse racing coverage over at Wager Talk TV. But it's weird. You can bet either a futures price on the horse, like as far back as like literally like February or March, or you can bet the race like as the in the traditional win play show. So I had a future at 10-1 that I bet Thursday,
Wow.
and yeah, and then it closes as a 4-1 favorite, and of course the objection and the horse interference, and I ranted on Twitter about that all
Yeah.
weekend. But
I heard
but
that Bet Online was refunding.
yeah,
I
some
heard of
some
certain
shops
books.
refund it. Now here's the thing: I bet it at two different places. My local accepted it, and
Wow.
I got paid. But I had a even larger wager at another spot, and they graded it as a loss because they waited until everything went through. So yeah, people still have to check with their books, check your accounts because and they might have not been taken off right away. It's just an absolute disaster. And this was the
Yeah.
largest bet derby of all time too, with over
Wow.
165 million as it says
Jeez.
in North America. So hopefully that won't deter people from betting the Preakness in a couple of weeks and keeping horse racing going. So
My local gave me a win, and then I was like, "There it is. The money's in the account." And then 10 minutes later, it was gone.
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. I've heard a million different stories. I've heard where people were at midnight it reset or different things. So that's why you have to always we always say that, like, check with your sports books on different things, check the rules, but it really can be a difference from book to book, and that's something you want to keep an eye on. So what we got tonight? We got hockey. We've got Boston, Columbus, and we got San Jose, Colorado. Both series can end tonight. Let's start with Boston and Columbus, and it's funny because I'm looking through the different numbers and so forth. And of course, obviously, this has been an under series, but the over exploded in spades, and I'm so glad because I had live over 3.5 right when the score when it was like about to be what was the score? I'm trying to remember what the score was. It was Boston got a goal. It was when they started trading goals back and forth, but eventually you end up with 6 goals in the third period, and that cashed easy. Um, this game, from a side perspective, to me is just really, I don't know what to expect. Obviously, the crowd's going to be nuts for Columbus, but you wonder if Boston scores early, is that going to take the crowd out of it, and that's going to give the Bruins momentum. The way I would probably be looking at this would be like I've been doing with the series, looking at things from a live perspective rather than betting a side or total before the game starts. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, perfect example yesterday, Alex, when you look at really what we saw yesterday, our last game, the way it started, 0-0 start to the game, right? Start to the game after the
Yeah.
first period, and then it goes on and moves on with an explosion of goals. I mean, you mentioned it. End of the second and nearly in the third period, explosion of goals here. So for me, I'm looking at some unique bets. I know you've been on these as well, and I think it's interesting to look at it here. I think we'll see a slow start to the game. I'm looking at the first period under 1.5 goals. And then my favorite bet of the day is the over in the third period at 1.5 goals, minus 145. Elimination games, we've seen that happen a lot. You and I have been talking about it. It's been hitting very well. But the thing is that's really key in this game, Alex, that I wanted to narrow in on is the fact that the Bruins' top line was, almost, being shut out for the first three games of this series. As we know, Pasternak, Bergeron, Marchand, they erupted for 11 points over the next two games. We're now sitting here in game six. And realistically, people talk about depth, Alex, as being the biggest key to success in the playoffs. But when it comes down to it, I think the best players have to be the best players tonight. Whichever team's top line gets on the board the most, I think will be successful and will win the hockey game. As far as the total goes, like I mentioned at the top, I feel like I'm not going to really touch the full game because it could go either way. With
Yeah.
elimination games, I have been looking at the over, but it's like we were saying these type of games have been starting off so slow. We saw 0-0 after the first in the last game and an explosion of goals ending with a 4-3 result. So I'd rather just go ahead and look at the third period over 1.5 minus 145. I can guarantee that these teams will not want to have a slow pace in that third period, no matter what the score is coming in. But part of me does think, Alex, that in Columbus, with a guy like Bobrovsky and Nets there, they'll have no problem trying to win a lower scoring 2-1, 3-1 game.
Right. Yeah, you make a couple of good points with that too. Especially as far as with the correlating overs, as far as we talk about first periods, we talk about third periods a lot. You can't really go like I said and say, oh, because of X that this will lead to Z, with Z being the full game going over. Like I said, that we've seen this trend throughout the entire year. We've seen first period overs slow down into unders for the full game, and now we're seeing first period unders turn into overs thanks to the third period going over. So that's something that it's good that we have this method of betting so we can break down and look at things from a period perspective. Boston in 12 playoff games has now gone over the third period total in 8 of those 12 games. And I mean cleared over. We're talking 3, 4, 5 total goals and goals going both ways. So yeah, it's something that you have to factor that into your almost have to split your handicap in as far as going period by period or going full game with some of these totals. Like I said, I think it's all relying on who scores first. Honestly, if Boston scores first and they can take the crowd out of it and kind of get that feeling in that arena that hey, you know what, this season's probably going to be coming to a close right now. I think that the Bruins can run away with it. They have that playoff experience, that killer instinct that I always talk about. Being in this spot, we see teams. Teams that win Game 5 close out the series around 78.4% of the time. So, Boston's not going to be afraid of playing in a hostile environment. So that's going to be an interesting game to watch. And then we got the second game here with San Jose and Colorado, and I'm torn in this one because I've got a big future, well, in-game series price rather, with Colorado. So I'm wondering, like, do I I feel comfortable. I think Colorado can force Game 7 here, but it's like, once again, I might be looking live to possibly try and hedge if San Jose's up. Look for something within the total or maybe a puck line play in game to balance off if San Jose gets to a start off here. What do you think about this game?
Well, first of all, I gotta say, I mean, I had a big play up there on the over 5.5 in that last game between these two teams, and I feel like it was kind of just the odds makers laying out some fish bait for us, and I kind of just jumped on the hook and took it. I thought that we would have seen an explosion for goals, but again, we're seeing another spot here. It's very similar, Alex, and I gotta say, I mentioned the last game where I'm more comfortable taking it period by period, but not in this instance. I like the full game over in this one. I like Colorado to really bring it. I like Colorado to score first at minus 115. I think Colorado comes out and really uses their speed. We saw it in Game 1. We saw the way that Colorado started the game. Now San Jose had to make that adjustment and had to kind of adjust their game plan and change their speed and their style. It's all about Colorado bringing it, short shifts, and using their whole team, using all the depth that they have. I think they'll be successful. But at the same time, it's all about power plays and disciplinary as well. I wanted to mention that quickly about the last series as well because, Columbus has been absolutely dynamite on the penalty kill, and we've seen that out of San Jose as well. So if they can keep, I think that personally the top two lines, Colorado and Boston, are a little bit more dangerous, I guess we could say season stats wise, on the power play. So San Jose can keep Colorado, from scoring power play goals. Same thing for Columbus. They'll be successful. But when it comes down to it, you got to defend the best players on the ice like Rantanen, McKinnon. But that last contest, I mean, it was again, Alex, an explosion really in the second half of the game. It was a very low scoring start to that game. So you got to wonder here. This one's a really tight one. I just couldn't believe that San Jose went ahead and took two straight. That's what really baffles me. That's what really makes me question: is Colorado ready to move on? Are they ready for this next step? Or is San Jose more experienced, and do they have the vets to kind of lead them there? That's what will really tell. And I think, like you mentioned before with the last game, it's all about who scores first, all about who gets off that better start, feeling comfortable, feeling confident.
Yeah, and this is turned into a zigzag series as far as the wins and losses go. And you got we talked about how banged up San Jose is, and they're trying to get some guys back. They're trying to bring Pavelski back. I don't really know. I said we've never heard exactly what the injury was. Just know it was head related. So it'd be you wonder if Colorado is to win this game and it goes to Game 7, you think Pavelski will be back to try, and that'll be a humongous rallying boost for that team as a whole. The guy that they lost, that led to the spark that got them into the second round. To have him to possibly help close it out, though, that's something that you have to look at. Colorado's played well at home as opposed to playing on the road, so that's the other thing. So it's just this is just a tough series. Like I said, I'm glad I grabbed that in series price. I got plus 210 with Colorado. And I'm just kind of just sitting on that. I just really haven't done much with it. Even live wagers, I've only had maybe a couple of them in this series, as opposed to where the Boston Columbus I've been hitting at a lot more. So both games are going to be fun to watch. I'm hoping that one doesn't run too late. I know for us, we're both in time zones where the games can get kind of late. So
Absolutely.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully these are good, fun regulation games. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for. I'm not betting any overtimes tonight. But yeah, so this is puck time. I do have a couple of notes. There won't be any morning Joe or first pitch today, and I'm thinking Marco will be back with those on Tuesday. Like I said, and I'll be hosting with Carm on Tuesday, and Carm will be taking over the rest of the week. So check out our plays, sportsmemo.com, wagertalk.com. It's a $9 Monday. We both have plays up. There's all kinds of different stuff going on. Like I said, we got NBA playoffs going on as well, and of course Major League Baseball. So check everything out over at the websites. Oh, you got one more thing to say, Andrew? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add in. I kind of gave false information there. I meant to say that it's important that San Jose didn't allow Colorado to win back-to-back games. Not that they actually did win
Right.
back-to-back games, because you corrected me with the zigzag there. So again, this series was meant to go far. I think I feel like we can push this, but when it comes down to it, the biggest question for me is, can the experience for San Jose really kind of hold up with the speed that Colorado has to offer? That'll be the biggest thing for me. But again, Alex and I will be both tweeting. Follow Alex, AX Smith Sports, myself, McInnis Picks. I think we've both been doing pretty well with these live bets, Alex, and you get a
Yep.
good read on it after the first period. You get a good read on the total, the side, and kind of helps you decide your pick if you weren't really decided before the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, I mean, even if especially as far as I go too, even if I'm not playing, have an actual play, but I'm going to be tweeting throughout the game, and I'll be tweeting out things where if you have access to live wagering, I'll be giving out notes and things for you to look at. That might factor into your decision of betting. So definitely follow both of us on Twitter for all of that information. So yeah, all right. So we're wrapping on up, Andrew. I'll see you later, but catch everybody tomorrow. Like I said, me and Carm will be on, and then Carm will be hosting. So I guess Carm will get in touch with you on what days you'll be back on. But I'm sure you'll be back on during the week. So everybody, take care. Have a great Monday, and enjoy the games. See you.
See you, Alex.